What is going on, beautiful people, and welcome to the only place in the universe that supplies you fuel for your dreams, goals, and entrepreneur ambitions for the free reality TV, people. And as always, you know we are here with episode 9, people, yes, of It's D and You, brought to you by the Instagram takeover, brought to you by the YouTube takeover, brought to you by all social media platforms taking over. That's what we do with It's D and You, all right? Appreciate you guys for continuing to show support for the show. The Kobe episode was absolutely amazing. It was super dope. And thank you guys for continuing to participate and ask questions. Because like I say, every week, I can't tell you guys how many DMs I get about, wow, I never knew this, or thank you for posting that. And it truly, I see, helps you guys in regards to things that I may be talking to you offline, bringing it to people who never even thought about, some of the topics we go over. So keep sending in those comments, guys. I appreciate it. Keep sharing the content as well. Keep pressing that like button, because it's, that's what it's all about. We got to continue to dominate and take over this space. All right. So let's get straight into it. Let's get to our first question. All right. So our first question comes from Marsha Estate. Okay, and she asked, what has been the biggest challenge in your career? This is a phenomenal question. This really is a phenomenal question. It makes me kind of think back and reflect. And I would say continuing to push myself outside of my comfort zone, right? That's the biggest thing. Taking those risks. I see myself a lot of times, I do get comfortable in a lot of the aspects, right? Especially, let's just say I push myself outside of a comfort zone. All right, I created a new comfort zone, right? Being fearless is probably one of the biggest challenges, and that ranges from matters like, okay, I'm gonna spend X amount of dollars now as opposed to what I was doing before, right? For instance, I'll give you a great example, right? I spend about $1,000 or so right now in regards to just generating leads, right? I'm doing not too bad doing that, but where I want to go, guess what I'm gonna have to do? I'm gonna have to probably double that up. That's real uncomfortable, but I see that's kind of one of the mental blocks, because as soon as I do that, I know I'll continue to grow. Right? Also putting myself in different rooms, right? Not being afraid. Those are kind of the biggest challenges I've seen I face, just myself, as long as, I know it sounds kind of cliche, but just conquering myself, conquering those false kind of thoughts in your head, to keep pushing forward and grab and attain what God already has there for us. We just need to open that door. Even though we don't know what's behind it, we need to just get over it and do it. So that's probably my biggest challenge. And I don't see it's a challenge that's ever going to end, because every time I reach a goal or attain an objective that I set for myself, it's always to the next. So, it's a good problem. I'm self-aware of it right now. So it's good. It's good. So great question. I love it. So next, we have my boy, Machiavelli. And he asked how to flip a home. This is a series, yo. I could go on and on and on in regards to flipping a home. So I'll keep it a little bit simple. I will keep it simple. You make your money when you buy the house, not when you sell it. You should always keep that in mind when you're flipping a home. So you should build your team out, right? I definitely suggest you interview a number of general contractors who are going to be doing your rehab for your flip, right? Get a handyman or two as well, just to have on the back burner. Develop relationships with real estate attorneys, develop relationship with vendors like your floor paint people as well, and then decide what area you want to be in and master that area, because you're going to know what the home's going to sell for max. So you're going to know what you need to buy it for. You're going to know what you need to, put in it rehab wise. Those are some dope ways for you guys to really understand how to flip flip a home. You're gonna make mistakes, so build it into your kind of margins, right? A great book for you guys to read, 2 books I want you guys to read to kind of get the wheels spinning. Millionaire Real Estate Investor. Phenomenal book for you guys who are thinking about investing in real estate, whether it's flipping, wholesaling, buying and hold. That's a great book to really get your wheels turning. There's another book from Bigger Pockets that is How to Invest in Real Estate with No or Low Money Down, I believe is the name of the book. Check that out. Also, I encourage you to go on the website, Bigger Pockets. They have podcasts, they have a website. On the website, there's forums that you can interact with actual people in real estate doing flips or whatever you're looking for. There's blogs and all that. That has been instrumental in majority of, my investment flipping side of things, right? I've learned so much just by diving into that website on hours asking questions. So that's just a short, and that was long-winded anyways, but that's just a short example of how to flip a home. We'll dive into it a little bit deeper on another episode, but because there's so many stages, but this just gives you a nice macro idea of how to, get started and what to do. All right. Great question, my man. So next we have my dog, Fresh Prince Boogie. He asked, what obstacles did you face financially, socially, and mentally in your early development stages as a realtor? Hey, I love this question, yo. Sheesh. Dang, boy, that's a good ass question. We'll start with financially. I've gone 4 months without making a check. Damn! I've gone 4 months without making a check. So that's off rip. Having the mental fortitude to know that, okay, I still need to do what I'm doing every single day, because I know even though it's kind of a drought right now, what I'm doing today is gonna matter for tomorrow or next week or the next year. So having those mental battles was like, dang, I don't got to check. Hey, my accounts are getting low. Was a huge obstacle, was a mental tug of war for me, for sure. Socially, it hasn't been too bad. Majority of my friends know who I am. They know Diante's not going out during the week. He's only going to go out if he decides to go out, probably a Saturday night or what have you. So that hasn't really been a issue. You got to train people how to treat you, right? You got to let people know how you are. It kind of gets weird, in regards to, family wanting to spend time with you, and you got to kind of sacrifice that and say, hey, I got to put in this work. I'm not going to be able to see you all the time. But it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. You know what I mean? And you just see the rewards from it. So those are some definite obstacles getting started that I had to overcome. But once I put plans in place, once I, really committed to what I wanted to do in regards to the schedules and setting how I'm gonna get to where I want to go, everything just has worked out, and it's just been fine. But yeah, that was a great question, bud. That was a great question, man. So Fresh Prince Boogie, doubled up on it. So his next question is, what would you suggest to someone who has only $10,000 and wants to get into the market? That is good. That is good. I would encourage you guys to buy those, for not even 2 books. Buy Millionaire Real Estate Investor, and also dive into Bigger Pockets. And why I say this is it's going to be important for you to narrow down what you actually want to do. So many people see in real estate, oh, he's making all this money, or oh, they're having this much fun. I want to do that. But you dive into doing what that person's doing and you realize you actually hate it. You know what I mean? So at least it benefited me to really dive in and research and see what really aligned with what I wanted to do so I could put my funds into it, right? So let's just say that you realize that you want to be a realtor, right? We got $10,000 to play with. So now we can say, okay, I'm gonna use $1,000 a month to buy my leads, right? So that's gonna give me 10 months to make something happen, right? So we can have a direct and focused objective to double, triple this money, right? Same situation if you want to invest. Okay, let me figure out a mailing campaign that I can use, or a marketing campaign on social media that I can use, that I'm going to be able to, all right, set $1,000 a month on this, or $500 a month on this, and get a return on investment so I can rinse and repeat, right? So I would say, once again, invest in your education. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck just learning, though. Application of knowledge is power, not just knowledge is power. So application of knowledge is power. Once you guys decide what you want to do, I suggest you allocate those $10,000 for your example towards getting there. Set your timeline. Say, hey, whether I got 10 months to get here, I got 6 months to get here. I did it in a year. I had a timeline of a year to, hey, I got to be able to sustain myself. And long story less long, I figured out I could do it in my first deal, which was in a month. So education, guys, is key. You know, lean on the people who are in the business, right? But bring value to them as well. Don't just say, hey, put me on, you know, bring value to them. You know, ask a poignant question. Like, hey, I got this 10,000 right here. I want to do this. What do you think about it? You know, so great question, Fresh Prince Boogie. Dang, we could go into it. I need to do a whole segment on these two, you know, because they're super dope, but it's too long of responses that I can give on this format. So as always, man, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Continue to press those like buttons, share the content, continue to ask questions, you know, because I'm here for y'all, and I feel like a lot of you guys benefit from it. You know, give me feedback. Let me guys know what you thought about the episode, if I've answered any of your questions, or if anything I brought up, you know, put something in your head that you want to ask again. So let me know that. You guys know to dent the universe, right? You guys know to dominate, and you guys know to tune into Reality TV, people. That's the only place you need to be. You understand me? All right, peace.